Greetings, Super Spies, and welcome to this training video on disguises and how to use them. I am Mirabel Merryweather, branch leader of the Super Spies, and in this video I shall show you some ways of disguising yourself that you can complete your training with. So, Super Spies, now a disguise, what exactly is it? Well, it is a way of concealing one's true identity. You might think of it a little bit like a costume, but of course it serves a much more important function. Now, over the years I have perfected the art of civilian disguise. In fact, my disguise du jour is that of librarian and leader of the book club for Super Spies. But as I shall show you now a little montage of some of my previous efforts, you will see that my disguises have taken many different forms. I'll now talk you through some hints and tips on how you can transform how you look so that you won't be recognised. Now, we have two types of disguises, light disguises and advanced disguises. A light disguise is something simple like perhaps a wig or glasses, which are ideal for brief encounters when you don't want someone who knows you to recognise you. They're easy enough. For example, a wig. You might have one lying around at home, so you can just pop it on. There's a wig. For an additional level of disguise, perhaps you could add in a pair of glasses. So, wigs, glasses and facial hair, for example, something like a false moustache, I shall talk more about facial hair shortly though, are very simple and quite effective ways to quite quickly transform your appearance. So, next up on the list is facial shape transformation. Now for this, all you will need, Super Spies, is some cotton wool. Now you can use cotton wool pads or you can use cotton wool balls, either or. You could even use little bits of rolled up fabric, you know, for the if you don't want to use disposables. So I'm going to take this cotton wool and I'm going to zhuzh it up a little bit like this. Now to transform the shape of my face, I'm going to start by popping it underneath my lips, like so. I'm going to pop another one up the other side, I think. Good to have a symmetrical face. Now, as you can see, it has already transformed the shape of my face. Pretty effective, huh? Now, I'm going to take a few more cotton wool pads and I'm going to pop them into my cheeks to pad it out a little bit there too. So, here we go. You can keep adding as many as you like until you feel like your face has been suitably transformed. And then perhaps you could add something like an eye patch, like this, with the addition, of course, of another element, if you like. So you could pop your wig back on as well, like so. And as you can see, it gives you a very, very different face shape. So, there we go. Light disguises number one. Wigs, glasses, things like eye patches, and indeed cotton wool in the mouth. Now, you might want to have some water to hand because it does rather cotton wool up one's mouth. So, there we go. Right. Next up, now, an essential part of my spy kit is my super realistic fake teeth. They were very effective on a previous case, in fact. So I'll just demonstrate them now. Be prepared to not recognise me. Very effective, as you can see. But I do appreciate and understand that not everybody is going to have some super high quality false teeth lying around at home. So in that instance, you can always make your own with the use of a pair of scissors and some cardboard. You can draw out your false teeth first, or you can just cut freehand like so. Here we go. So you can decide whatever shape you want depending on what sort of person you're going to disguise yourself as. If you've got some slightly off-white card, it probably would be better, in fact, because not everybody's teeth are as pearly white as a Hollywood movie star. So here we go. Pop your teeth in, like so. A very simple and effective way of changing one's mouth is the use of false teeth. Next up. I think it's probably important for this one that I take off some of my lipstick because I'm going to do some face aging now. Now, you might have spotted in my montage of disguises a few moments ago that I transformed myself into an old lady. So I'm going to give you some tips now on how you might be able to do that yourself. Voila! So I'm going to talk you through now some face aging. Now we can start with transforming a bit of the rest of ourselves. So I'm going to pop on this headscarf as I think it gives a little bit more of a neutral palette. Now, if you have some talcum powder to hand, what I would suggest is aging up your hair so that you can't see it. But I'm going to pull this forward like that and maybe tuck it behind my ears. In fact, that's quite effective because it does actually transform the shape of the ears as well. In fact, I might even take off my earrings because they are a little bit of a giveaway, aren't they? Now, of course, you would put on some other clothing as well because you can be quite clearly identified by your clothing. So we're going to talk to you through some aging now. What you'll need for this is a brown kohl pencil. Now, before you go raiding your mother's makeup bag, do make sure that you ask her first. Now, aging makeup is quite simple, but it does take many, many years to master. I'm going to do it in a very quick way so that you can see how to do it, but do spend a little bit of time practicing as you will certainly reap the benefits and see the reward of this particular disguise. So, first of all, what you need to do is you're going to need to scrunch up your mouth like this. That's it. Now, I do have a mirror to hand here, so I'm going to do a little bit of work on that. So, when you've got all the lines around your mouth, I'll do a little bit of a close-up. So you get lines around your mouth and lines around your eyes. So we're going to have a go at that now. So when you've got your lines like this, you're going to draw into them like this. So you're enhancing all of the lines around the edge of your mouth. Really screw it up nice and tight like this. There we go, superstars. You can probably see the disguise coming together. Do you know what? I'm also going to do it around my eyes as well, so we can see a little bit more of an aging transformation round there. There we go. I'll just wipe off a little bit of my cat eye eyeliner. I think that's also a little bit of a giveaway on the Mirabel Merryweather face. So here we go. I'm going to do some markings around my eyes like so. Here we go. Now, don't be shy with this Super Spies because you can also do a little bit of blending. I'm going to do some in the middle of my face here as well, like so. The more the merrier, I think. Now, this probably wouldn't be a particularly invisible disguise, so it's probably better for work at a little bit more of a distance. So there we go. But what? We can always blend it in with our fingers like this. Here we go. A little bit of a stretch out there. There we go. And I think for a character like this as well, they probably are very tired. So I'm also going to do a little bit of shading under the eyes like this as well. So it makes one look a little bit more tired and aged. So there we go. In fact, Oh yes, that's really not bad at all. So you can keep working on that, and obviously you can keep working on the hair. I'm going to tuck the ears back in now. Now, I think a pair of glasses would probably be the finishing touches to this particular disguise. So here we go. Now, transforming your voice and your body language is also important for disguise. I shall talk more about this later when I go on to advanced disguises, but as a preliminary, there's a little bit of facial aging there. Now, another thing that we can do to change our appearance is to add some facial hair. So let's have a little go at that now. I did already show you one of these basic moustaches, but Super Spies, you can make your own facial hair at home. Now, what I used to do this was I took one of my old wigs, which I don't need anymore, and I just trimmed some of it off and I popped it inside my teacup here. So I have a little bit of hair there, which I can use to make my facial hair. So, in fact, I might even use a bit of this wig like this so that, yes, that's quite effective. Right, so now we're going to work on a little bit of facial hair. So what you're going to need for this is a sticky glue and, as I said before, some facial hair from one of my old wigs. So I'm going to create a sort of stubble effect by putting some of this Pritt Stick on my chin. Now, Super Spies, if you have any worries at all about allergies, then please do a skin test first before you put stick glue on your face. Now, this is something that does take a little bit of time and practice, but I'm just going to show you the quick method for now. We then take the facial hair, take a little bunch of it like this, and then what you can do is to pop it on to your face like so. Give it a nice amount of pressure on there. There we go. I'm going for a sort of stubbly kind of goatee look in this particular one, which some gentlemen do like as a facial hair choice. Not always my personal preference, but there we go. So we have a little bit of facial hair transformation there. Now, if one wanted, one could also add in a moustache or something like that, which is also quite effective. Now, at short notice, I have seen people using and improvising facial hair at quick time by using a pair of pants. Now, you might just have these lying around the house, on your bedroom floor, or anything like that. So you can take the pants, and luckily they have ear holes here. So you can pop them on like this, and then put them under your chin, and there we have it, an impromptu beard. Very good if you have to go out on surveillance at the last minute. One can also use one of these, a COVID-19 face mask. Pop it under your chin like this, have it like that, and then we have a little beard, an impromptu beard. Now, the next thing I want to show you, and the last thing for today in our impromptu light disguise techniques, is I'm going to show you now how to eliminate your eyebrows. You see, the eyebrows do rather frame one's face. So by changing your eyebrows, it can in fact change a lot of details about your face. So I'm going to pop this on in the first instance. So my hair's out of the way. There we go. And I'm going to create a different look for you by transforming my eyebrows. So I'm just going to give that a little wipe off, first of all, so it's nice and a clean palette, one might even say. Jolly good. This is a technique which a friend of mine showed me, and I have used it in the past as an effective tool. So again, we're going to need the Pritt Stick. You go over your eyebrows, like so. Now, you will need to do a little bit of blending with some makeup. So I do have some concealer right here, which I'm now going to put over my eyebrows like that, so I can blend them all in very nicely. And as you see, they have almost completely disappeared. Obviously, again, the more work on this, the better. There we go, just smoothing out one's complexion. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take your pencil, or indeed any other type of eyeliner which you can use, and then you can then mark yourself out some brand new eyebrows. So here we go. I'm going to go for a nice sort of arch look, nice and high, so it will make me look very different. It's a very sort of 20s kind of femme fatale look. So I'm going to keep marking up the eyebrows up there like so. Here we go. You can use different colours, of course. You can use black, or, you know, whatever colour you'd like to have your eyebrows. Perhaps if you're wearing a purple wig, then you should do purple eyebrows. It's always good to be coordinated in these respects. So, going here for a nice high brow. There we go. I think that just about completes the look. Now imagine from a distance, it's a rather severe sort of look, isn't it? This sort of person would probably walk very upright, that sort of thing. So, oh yes, they do have a nice little bit of movement as well. Now there's other things that you can do. You can change your facial texture using oats. Pack them onto the face and put the concealer over the top. That's a very effective one. Or indeed, I have even seen warts made from Rice Krispies. So if you try any of these methodologies, do please let me know. But for now, I think I'm going to go back to myself so I can talk to you a little bit more about advanced disguises. Now, an advanced disguise is for use when you need to become invisible when working up close and personal on a mission. So think more CIA operative, MI5 agent, Sherlock Holmes, or indeed even Mirabel Merryweather. Now, as the name suggests, an advanced disguise is not necessarily for new recruits, but it is always worth having something to aim towards. Now, a disguise. It isn't simply how you look, but it is also the way you move, the way you speak, the way you act. We will cover more about the way you walk in our training video, Incognito Walks. But if you're going out in public in disguise, I would definitely consider these things. So perhaps your neighbour may not recognise you. The lady in your local shop will have no idea who you are, and perhaps even on your next video call, even a close relative may have no idea who you are and will think that they have dialed the wrong person. As a rule of thumb for maximum identity concealment, a super spy must change their clothes, their hair, their face, their body, their speech, and everything about the way they move. But even if you only do one of these things, I think you still have a very good chance of befuddling onlookers. So, super spies, your mission to complete this training exercise is to disguise yourself and the rest of your household. You can have a light disguise, or why not try an advanced disguise if you think you're up for it, super spies. Now, I would suggest being as creative as you can and using as many things as you can find around the house to create your disguises. And do make sure that everybody in your household is disguised, and then go out to the local park, the shop, on your daily exercise and see how you get on. And please do, super spies, send us photographic evidence so that we can add it to our training archive. Feel free to share it on social media. No one will have any idea who you are. So, super spies, let us know how you get on. Good luck, and until we meet again, toodle pip.